Hello and welcome to the next part of Anniversary no Kuni no Alice. Last time we got a detailed look into Alice's inferiority complex towards her sister, and she got kidnapped by a man with bunny ears. So then, let's see how Alice deals with all this, now that she is probably somewhere very much different than her home. What lies before me clearly isn't my garden. It's also not a pitch-black cave beneath the earth. It's a bright scene that doesn't look like the bottom of a deep hole. Rather than the bottom of a hole, it's a place with a good view, like an observatory. It seems to be the upper floor of a tower.
ここがどこかって?ここは不思議の国ですよ。
Welcome to Wonderland, Alice. The rabbit answers as if the question itself was an unusual one. I don't recognize the scenery before me. At the very least, it doesn't look like a place near my house. After falling into a hole, I was now on top of a tower in some unknown land. Certainly, it could only be said to be a wonder. Wonderland?
そうそう、不思議の国。ワンダーランドにようこそ。
I was first. Although he is good looking, I feel sorry for him. This handsome young man seems to be a little in the head. Ah, why do you know my name? I'm getting chills for a different reason than when I fell down the hole. I don't know anyone like this. I don't recall him being invited to my house, either. I don't think he's an acquaintance of my father or sisters, for that matter. Rabbit cosplay, trespassing, kidnapping, attempted forced double suicide, and on top of that, stalking? As I thought, he's a pervert. Unmistakably a pervert. He's got bad taste to choose me as the target of his stalking and not my perfect sister. Alice, come on. He's good looking. What a waste. I'm getting a little sentimental. You...
こらこらこら、何哀れみの目で見ているんです。なんだか、ろくでもないことを考えていそうですね。
Well... What is she supposed to think after all this? Yeah, I was thinking that you're a dangerous person. A stalker? 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 Stalker, stalker, stalker? Stalker? While still crouching, I'm putting some distance between us.
危険じゃありませんよ。警戒しなくても何もしませんって。
But I can't trust what a stalker says.
あなたに危害を加えるつもりはありませんよ。僕は。
There's something hidden in what you're saying.
含みなんてありませんよ。
Well, I'm thinking complicated thoughts right now. There was a pause that made me think it definitely wasn't nothing.
僕は時間に細かい真面目で誠実なウサギなんです。
Then take me back home.
無理です。
Are you messing with me? I'm only seeing it from above, but I've got no memory of seeing this landscape before me. I don't know how I got here, but it looks like this is a place far away from my home.
好奇心といえども、僕を追いかけてきたからには仕方ありませんよ。さあさあ、この薬を飲んでください。
Yeah, right, Peter. And also, yeah, right, as if Alice would do that for you. Let's drink some strange ass medicine from some stranger who just kidnapped me. Sounds like a fantastic idea. Huh? I'm astounded. I chased after him? That's different from being abducted. Alright. Didn't you kidnap me? I didn't run after a strange rabbit and jump into a hole.
やだな。落ちたショックで前後の記憶が曖昧なんですよ。
Yeah, right.
とにかく、僕を追いかけて穴に落ちた後は薬を飲むんです。さ、飲んで。
Well, would it be a good thing or a bad thing to drink that thing? Well, the answers depend on several things. Stop it with the jokes. Why do I have to drink some strange medicine from a pervert whose name I don't even know? Using common sense, no, even if I don't, there's no reason I should drink it.
ああ、自己紹介がまだでしたね。僕は白ウサギです。さあ、自己紹介も済ませましたし、飲んで。
Are you saying it's a name? That's your species. I'm mentally retorting, the problem isn't that you need to introduce yourself. That's also reflective. When humans run into unusual situations, they either become strangely calm or get flustered. Your name is? You can't tell me your name?
僕の名前?
When I glared at him, wondering what kind of strange background would make him unable to reveal his name, the rabbit stared back at me. What?
へえ。僕の名前が知りたいんですか?
Rather than wanting to know it, it's not that I want to get closer to him. I don't want a pervert for a friend, not even if he's good looking. Even though you know my name, I don't know yours. It's not fair.
なんだ。てっきり。僕のことを好きになったのかと思ったのに。
Peter, she has no reason to like you right now. Absolutely none. What? My jaw drops open. I'm shocked. What a conceited rabbit. Me come to like you? That's not a joking matter. No matter how good looking you are, I'm not stupid enough to fall in love with my kidnapper. Since my elder sister is an avid reader, I've gathered a fair amount of psychological knowledge from her. Often, kidnapped people would show goodwill towards the kidnapper. It wasn't much different from the suspension bridge principle. It was like mistaking fear for love. Panic turns human senses strange. Even more so, when you could only rely on that one person. Even more so, when you could only rely on that one person, and that one person controlled your life, feelings of clinging to them could be replaced by fondness. Don't lump me together with those sad victims. I won't grow fond of someone like you.
そうですよね。簡単にはいきませんよね。
That rabbit ears twitched.
そううまくいっちゃゲームがつまらない。さあ、ゲームを始めましょう。さあさあ、飲んで。
Game? There's no reason for me to drink it. I turned my head away.
飲まないとうちに返してあげませんよ。
Like you would even if she did. Also, what backwards logic? But you don't want to send me back anyway.
そんなことは。
She's right. If you felt like returning me, you wouldn't put conditions on it. I don't think this kidnapper will take me home, so I had even less desire to obey him. If I find some opportunity and return home by my own strength, that's the only way. Right now, pitiful as it sounds, my legs have given out. In a while, once my strength returns...
いいから、飲んでくださいよ。
Listen to what people say. I said I'm not drinking it.
薬を嫌がるなんて、 小さな子供みたいですね。
That's not the problem here, dear. A smart child? I'm not that young. There's a big difference. There's no need to feign friendliness towards my kidnapper. I had no intention of pretending to be a child.
もう、仕方がないな。だだっこなんだから。
Wait a minute. Are you listening to me?
はいはい。そんなに強気で意固地だから、ボーイフレンドにも逃げられてしまうんですよ。
Holy shit, Peter. Every time I get to this line, I'm just like, what the fuck, Peter? Why would you say that to her? That's so mean. Blood rushes to my head. This pervert is the lowest. He doesn't just know my name, he brings up personal things I didn't want mentioned. He invades my privacy by knowing that.
お姉さんに持っていかれてしまうなんて、かわいそうですよね。
Why are you such an asshole, Peter? The rabbit's tone of voice did not sound like he was pitying me at all. His eyes, red like those of a real rabbit, smiled mockingly. It's not true that my sister took him away. My sister isn't the type of person who would steal from me.
そうでしょうとも。あなたのボーイフレンドがあなたのお姉さんに勝手に熱を上げてしまっただけのことです。
What are you trying to achieve, Peter? It's not like she's suddenly going to listen to you if you mock her.
あなたのものを取ったりするような人じゃないお姉さんは見向きもしなかった。実に誠実で妹思いのお姉さん。
And notice how much he knows about her?
それで終わり。それだけのことですよね。
Right, that was the end of it. That was all there was to it. There was nothing else, and it ended there. That's right, my sister was your
そ
loyal.
れに、ガールフレンドの姉に熱を上げるようなバカな男には興味もなかった。
That's right.
そんなくだらない男。お姉さんは相手にもしなかった。お姉さんにはもっと上流の男が似合う。
What are you trying to say? He was right, a classier man would suit my sister. She had no interest in a fool who fell in love with his girlfriend's sister. She probably didn't even notice the passionate glances directed at her. However, I had been enthusiastic about that man. My sister hadn't known. My sister was pure-hearted, so she wouldn't associate with someone like that. He wasn't suited to my sister. My wonderful older sister, kind and sincere. A graceful, elegant, straightforward woman. When a person confessed to her, my sister hadn't even granted him even a fleeting glance. She had completely jilted him with zero hesitation. I had been relieved by that and felt grateful towards my sister. It felt good to see him get rejected. At the same time, I felt hurt. My sister and I were on different levels. She was a woman who wouldn't even pay any attention to the person I had liked.
その上、初恋の家庭教師はあなたにお姉さんを重ねていた。
On top of... Why am I trying to read out Peter's lines?
知っていますよ。あなたはかわいそうな人だ。かわいそう。かわいそうな人。
Peter, what are you trying to accomplish here? More blood is rushing to my head than ever before. I feel like steam might come out. However, a part of me is keeping cool. This stalker rabbit is a disgusting man. A hateful man who calmly says things that hurt others. If his tone matched his words, pitying me, I would be hurt. But he seems to be enjoying himself. So right now, even if I'm angry, I'm not hurt.
かわいそうだから飲ませてあげます。
CG kind of comes out of nowhere, huh? What?
かわいそうな人だ。僕が解放してあげますよ。楽にしてあげる。
Well, I guess that's true. My mouth is forced open and the liquid flows into it. My head is forcibly held into place. I can't close my lips. This is not a kiss at all. Let go.
全部飲んだらすぐに話してあげますよ。僕はあなたに乱暴な真似なんかしたくないんです。
Ugh. What's with him saying this isn't rough? This isn't a kiss, this is violence. However, our lips are meeting and the liquid is flowing deep into me. This isn't a kiss. Even if it's not a kiss, I feel like I'm exchanging a deeper kiss than I ever have before. Ugh. Of course it hurts. Sometimes he releases my lips and talks to me. When I answer, he kisses me again deeply. Ugh. A fairly large amount has been poured into me. I don't know what it is. It might be poison. If it's poison, this is double suicide. The medicine has spread to the inside of this man's mouth too, cruelly enough that I couldn't tell how deep it had spread. It's painful. I'm about to swallow it. Ugh. Ugh.
苦しいでしょうね。でも、あなたの望んだことなんですよ。
Asking her that now isn't gonna achieve anything, you know. She doesn't know what you're doing right now. Who would wish for this? I tried to say this, but I can't argue with him. It wasn't that I was at a loss for words. If I open my mouth, I'll be forced to swallow more of the medicine. I can't say anything. I can't open my mouth.
どうでもいいって思っているでしょう。自分のこと。どうなったっていいって、そう思っていたはずです。
Next time, should I argue with him when my mouth is open? Can I deny those words he said now? It doesn't matter what happens to someone like me. That I wasn't thinking that way. But I didn't want to be kissed by some guy like you. A kiss? I don't want to acknowledge it. I don't want to acknowledge this as a kiss. Even if this is a kiss, it's the worst kiss. One that I won't forget for the rest of my life. I didn't want to acknowledge it as one, but from the moment I said that, I already have.
苦しみたいって望んでいたくせに。
You probably shouldn't talk anymore, Peter. You better run. Saying that, the rabbit smiled lightly and released my lips. I can't believe it. This man. He made me swallow it down to the last drop. I drank it. Oh no, I didn't listen to my sister's warning not to eat things given to me by strange people.
ああ。好奇心といえど、薬を飲んでしまったからには仕方がない。
Yeah, right.
これはハートの薬。飲んだからにはゲームに参加しなくてはなりません。
The rabbit said this in a theatrical manner, ignoring how I was choking tearfully because a bit of the medicine had gone down my windpipe. Don't say such crazy things.
そんな吐き捨てるみたいに言わないでくださいよ。傷つくな。
The rabbit wipes his mouth, not appearing to be hurt whatsoever. I feel like throwing up. That was the worst. Actually, I did try to throw up. I stuck my finger down my throat, although it might be vulgar, I need to throw up. The medicine of the heart? What kind of medicine is that? Even if I asked the rabbit, I could tell that he'd aimlessly get off track and prolong the conversation. I'm trying to return as quickly as possible, but that's rather difficult.
吐きたいくらいにいや。僕はそんなに悪い気分じゃありませんでしたけど。
The rabbit peers at me. Although he probably knew I was trying to throw up, he shows no consideration to a woman. When I looked up, the rabbit was still wiping his mouth.
僕はあなたが好きなので。
How wonderful for you. I feel terrible. This person I just met had kissed me roughly, and now was rubbing at his mouth in front of me. Even though his goal had been to make me drink the medicine or something, it's insulting. Is it that this guy hates me rather than loves me? Him casually saying, I didn't feel that bad, irritates me a lot. I didn't feel that bad, he just felt a little bad. When he was the one who set this up, making me drink this unknown medicine. What in the world is this medicine of heart? Judging from the name, it was pretty dangerous. What kind of symptoms will I have since I couldn't throw it up? I will kill him. Whatever medicine it is, it's not anything good. Naturally, whatever effects it has won't be good either. No matter what happens from here on out in this unfamiliar place, if I don't hit this guy, I won't feel satisfied. No, I won't calm down just from hitting him. My strength returned to me through my anger. Although, until now I had been so shaken I couldn't stand, my footing quickly became certain. Since I'd fallen down the hole, I'd been feeling as though I were continuing to fall. Why has my strength returned to me all of a sudden? Whatever. Anyway, I'll hit him. Punch! Best CG. I love it. He deserved that one very much. Alright. That made a pretty good sound. The recoil was also just right. My knuckles tingled pleasantly. What? You don't know? I hit you. I let out a sigh. That's right. Since I'm a weak woman with slender arms, you probably won't feel a thing, even if I hit you with all my strength. If you don't know, then I've got to hit you more. I didn't feel like settling things with one blow from the start. You are getting your just desserts.
痛かったですよ。響きどころか、あなた、なんでそんなに喧嘩慣れして。
I breathed out onto my fist. Punch! Bash! You got it. I hit you. You still don't understand that I'm angry?
わかりました。わかりましたとも。
With that attitude, I don't think you understood. When I make my fist again, the rabbit hurriedly adds to his words.
わかりました。わかってます。すごく怒っているんですよね。ごめんなさい。
It's not very, it's very, very angry.
そうですよね。ものすごく怒っているんですよね。間違えました。すみません。
I'm really, really angry, you see? A maiden's lips aren't cheap. You've got to give me compensation.
お金取る気ですか?
If money could solve this, then my lips would be cheap. Please think of it as incurring a huge debt. Now, where's this place? Send me home right away. Making my hand into a fist, I put it in front of the rabbit.
ここはハートの国で。
Although the attitude of the rabbit has become meek, perhaps as a result of his painful experience, his answers are still missing the point. I didn't ask you the name of this country. Punch. Bash. Pow. Cutting him off, I send him flying with another strong punch.
ひど、動物虐待ですよ。ありえない音がしませんでしたか今。
Animal abuse is forbidden. People shouldn't be allowed to be violent to animals and children. But there's no need to be kind to kidnappers. I laugh scornfully, almost as shamelessly as the rabbit. This rabbit, although he has rabbit ears, isn't a delicate animal or a child. However you look at it, he's a young man and has strength. Since I'm the weaker one, there should be no problem with me becoming violent.
こんなに強い人を弱者なんて言いませんよ。
If cornered, even the weak become strong. It's your fault for cornering me. If I were in front of my sister, I wouldn't do this. I pass as a pretty good girl, you know?
いい子。くだらないですね。
You have no right to talk about whether it is worthless or not. The rabbit went right back to his hateful attitude. He really is an aggravating guy. I don't know how much the stalker rabbit knows, but that doesn't matter. He's a stranger. I've no need to talk to him about my relationships or feelings. There's only one thing I want from this rabbit. Where is this place? Take me home.
ここがどこかって？ハートの国。その答えはお気に召さないようだから言い方を変えましょうか。ここはあなたが望んだ世界ですよ。
What an interesting way to phrase it.
ここでは誰もあなたのことを知らない。あなたのことも、あなたのお姉さんやお母さんのことも。
I can't take him seriously. He just says nonsense. What I want is to go home.
帰りたいんですか？
Obviously.
本当に？
Don't repeat yourself. If you don't take me back, I'll file a report with the police. Even if he sends me back, I feel like filing a report. Stalking, trespassing, kidnapping, he's the enemy of women. If I tell the police, you'll go to jail.
牢屋ですか。それは嫌だな。
No one likes that. If you return me now, I can reduce the penalty. Take me back.
牢屋って埃っぽくてカビ臭い。不潔じゃないですか。ウサギは綺麗好きなんですよね。汚い場所は好きじゃない。
What is this carefree man spacing out already? I don't care whether you like cleanliness or not, but if you don't want to be sent to an unclean place, you've got to send me back home now.
本当に元の世界へ戻りたいんですか？
Men who repeat themselves aren't popular. No matter how good-looking they are, I swallow those words. Though he's good-looking, stalking is irredeemable.
本当の本当に？
How many times do you need me to call you repetitive?
あなたが嘘つきだからですよ。
The rabbit stated this definitely. He was completely full of confidence. This is the nonsense of a stalker. He's saying what he believes. He thinks he's correct. Lies.
嘘ですね。帰りたいと望むような人には僕を呼べない。
Well, that's a funny thing to say. I don't remember calling you. There's no way I can call someone I've never met.
会っていますよ。
That much is true.
何度も何度もね。今だって会っている。今会っているように昔から会っていた。あなたの心にはいつだって僕が詰まっている。
That much is also true. Don't say creepy things.
詰まっているんですよ。ぎっしりとね。今、この時だって。
He's not saying wrong things, but she won't understand Peter, even if you tell her that. The rabbit poked a finger at my chest. Although it's incredibly rude, I'm not surprised this time. However, when it comes to this man, even though his actions are those of a pervert, they're not lustful. Is that why I didn't feel like I was in danger? Even though I understand, this rabbit isn't touching my chest. It's my heart. He's tracing my heart.
ずっと僕たちは一緒にいた。僕とあなたは長いお友達だ。同じ世界に招きたくなるくらい。
Ah, you are making so much sense. When you know everything, but Alice doesn't know. These are the mad words of a stalker. However, why is it that they aren't frightening me at all? I want to go back. I should want to go back. I should want to go back, and yet I feel like I've gone to visit one of my friend's houses and I don't want to go home. Like if tomorrow's a holiday, I would like to stay over. I've started to feel like that. I've never met you.
あなたが僕を否定しても、僕はあなたの中にいる。間違った。今は違いますよね。あなたが僕の中にいる。僕の中に。
That's creepy. Bam.
あなたって乱暴すぎ。僕があなたを撃てないと知っていて、そういうことするんでしょう。ひどいな。
Won't shoot? Did I hear that right? I have no clue what type of shooting he's talking about. Enough already. If you don't feel like sending me back, I'll go back on my own. Farewell. I turn my back on the rabbit. Now that I am able to stand up, there's no reason for me to stay here any longer. I don't need a useless guide either.
どこへ行くんです?
I'm going home. I hit you and I'm going home. Got it? When I shot him my fist, the rabbit ears twitched. Although he seems to be scared, he runs after me. I don't turn back.
待ってくださいよ。帰れませんよ。
I'm going back. I don't know the way, but I'll work something out. If I get lost, I'll ask someone other than you.
他のやつに。みんな僕と同じですよ。
Everyone here's a pervert?
違います。でもみんな僕と同じです。
Could it be that all the people living here are rabbit ear wearing lunatics? Even so, they're probably better than you. I'm pushing frightening thoughts out of my mind. As long as this rabbit won't tell me how, I can only get home on my own. True, I don't know where I am, but it should be a nearby place. If I walk, I'll get somewhere.
僕を受け入れてくれないんですね。
She has no reason to.
他を当たりたいなら当たればいい。帰ったところで、どうせあなたは僕から離れられない。
That's true.
どこへ行こうとも、僕はあなたの。
Those words are exactly what stalkers say, so I told you to cut it out. Punch.
いったひどい。ひどいですよ。
Alice, at this point, it's less punishment, you're just doing what you like. Shut up, you're totally creepy. Irritated, I keep walking. I said that I didn't need help, but really, where am I? Even if I stand up and look down, it's a totally unfamiliar landscape. I should have fallen down a hole. The hole hadn't been curved or in a zigzag or anything. I didn't think that I had flown off to somewhere far away. It's strange. Since I fell, being on top of a tower is strange in itself, though.
帰ろうにも、もう手遅れですよ。薬を飲んじゃったんですから。
That medicine! I see. So it's making me hallucinate?
幻覚？幻覚じゃありませんよ。飲む前から、ここの景色は変わらないでしょう。
Shut up, shut up. I've got to think about this. Then, what in the world was that medicine? I said shut up.
うるさいのは貴様だ、女。人の領土で何を騒いでいる？
Hello, hello, another half of mine. Someone strange has appeared again.
時計塔の主のお出ましですか。お邪魔しています。
まったくだ。邪魔だから速やかに出ていけ。私は女王の関係者と帽子屋連中と遊園地のバカどもとは付き合いたくないんだ。 関わり合いになるのも嫌だ。
Yeah, he pretty much just wants to be on his own. Be left alone.
それって、この国の誰とも関わり合いになりたくないってことでは。
その通りだ。私は誰とも関わりたくない。速やかに立ち去れ。
ああ、変わりませんね。時間の番人、ユリウス・モンレイ。
変わってたまるか。なんだこの女。おい、人のことをジロジロと見るな。
Although Julius had scolded me, I didn't stop staring at him. I know it's rude, but I need to figure out what kind of person he is. I had been kidnapped, and this was an unknown land. If this man is an acquaintance of this rabbit, I need to be wary of him too. But he doesn't have rabbit ears. My liking of him went up at once because of that alone. I was relieved. If all the humans in this place had rabbit ears, then I could only conclude it was a bad dream and faint. I'm observing you. It's a very important thing to me.
ぶしつけな女だな。さすがウサギの連れなだけある。
It seemed Julius didn't understand my circumstances, and he averted his eyes with disgust. To Julius, it seems I am a suspicious person. He looks at me the same way I look at the rabbit. I was a bit relieved. It seems that this person possesses proper sensibilities, since he's wary.
どういう意味です？
言葉通りの意味だ、ウサギ。どいつもこいつも、ウサギは皆イカれている。その連れだってイカれているに決まっている。
彼女は僕の愛しい人ですよ。侮辱したら許さない。
I flinched at the rabbit's words. Of course. I didn't have a relationship with him where he could call me his beloved.
お前の女ではなく、お前を侮辱しているんだ。
His woman? You think I'm his lover? Stop that, you're mistaken. This rabbit is a stalker. My objection went ignored by both the rabbit and Julius. They didn't turn towards
ウサ
me.
ギなど滅べばいい。
ウサギウサギって差別だ。いくら時計の番人でも女王の進化に対して無礼なんじゃありません。
この国は女王の領土だが、この時計塔に限っては私の領土だ。私へ命令するなら領土外でするんだな。
あなた時計塔から出ないでしょ。
そうとも。私はここから出ない。だから私には誰も命令できないというわけだ。
Though the rabbit glared at Julius, he was unmoved. He was calm.
僕って偉いウサギなんですよ。扱いがひどい。
敬ってほしければ尊敬に値する行動をとれ。尊敬は権力に付随するものではなく、権力を行使する方法によってこそついてくるものだ。
ご忠告どうも。
ま、貴様が今更尊敬に値する行動なんぞを取ったところで、何を企んでいるのかと思われるのがオチだろうがな。尊敬どころか、信用に値しないやつだ。
Oh, he's harsh. He was too unforgiving. It was the intensity behind what he said, not his words, that was harsh. However, as someone who had various things happen to her because of that rabbit, I feel refreshed. Even so, what was that talk about a queen?
ユリウス・モンレイ。
The rabbit's eyes narrow. Is it just my imagination, or did they seem redder? The atmosphere was different from how it had been up till now, and I could almost feel the chilly airflow. Eep.
お返しに僕からも忠告して差し上げますよ。長生きしたいのならこれからも時計塔から出ないことですね。後ろに気をつけて歩くことです。これからも一生。
ご忠告ありがとう。
Julius was unmoved. He took in those threatening words like a social pleasantry, imitating the rabbit's way of speaking.
しかし、無駄な忠告だ。私が表に出ると思うのか。 領土争いになど興味はない。この時計塔があればいい。
時計塔を奪われそうになったら、
そういう事態にならない限り動かないさ。
そういう事態になったら動くんですね。
Stop plotting. The rabbit smiled. Malicious. The smile could be described only as that. Even though he was a man of delicate features in terms of looks, the air around him was cold.
僕が女王様の耳であることをお忘れにならないことだ。
貴様も覚えておけ。私は長生きにも興味がない。
忘れていませんよ。あなたは何にも興味がないんですよね。自分に対しても。
He whispered this suggestively. It seemed that was a parting shot, and the rabbit headed towards the stairs.
では、僕は帰りますよ。
Wait, huh? Eh? You plan to abandon me after kidnapping me? I don't get this. If that was the case, then why on earth did he even bring me here? Well, him wanting to actually do anything to me would be bad too, but I forcibly deleted the memory of the earlier kiss from my brain.
ああ、忙しい、忙しい。僕のスケジュールには1秒の余暇さえないんです。
He said after talking and chilling for pretty much 40 minutes.
貴様の時計は頭同様に狂っているようだな。私にも修理できん。
あなたに直してもらわないといけないようなら、壊れたままでいいですよ。
The rabbit stuck out his tongue. Although it was a childish gesture, his eyes weren't smiling, looking coldly at Julius. The rabbit made to go down the stairs. Wait! I didn't particularly wish for him to stop, but I ended up calling out instinctively.
おい、この女は。
Julius gestured at me with his jaw, his look still sour. It seemed that he hadn't forgotten about my existence.
愛しい人。僕の大事な人ですよ。でも、彼女は僕のこといらないんですって。どうせすぐに呼ばれるでしょうけど、今は離れてあげるんです。嫌われたくありませんし、これ以上頭を殴られてバカになりたくない。
安心しろ。これ以上にバカになりようがない。ここに置いていくなど冗談じゃないぞ。連れて行け。
That's no joke either. My comment went ignored.
そのうち勝手に出て行ってくれますよ。あなたと時間を過ごすなんて誰にとっても苦痛です。
Wow.
私だって時計以外と時間を過ごしたいとは思わない。そのうちではなく今だ。今すぐに連れて行け。
知りませんよ。僕は彼女に命令できない。直接言ったらどうなんです？
命令ができないだと。
Julius, who had hardly looked at me at all, quickly turned towards me. It would have been fine if he continued not to see me. This person's really scary. If he's going to intimidate me, then it would have been better if he kept on ignoring me. He's scary.
名前は？
What? Having been glared at as if I were his ancestral enemy, I didn't understand what he was saying.
お前の名前に決まっているだろう。
My name. If he was asking me, then it was obviously my name. However, he didn't have the right attitude for asking someone their name.
自分の名前もわからないのか。アリのような脳みそしか詰まっていないんじゃないのか。
Don't get mean. Ants don't have brains. It's the fault of the way you asked. That's not the tone in which you ask someone their name.
アリに脳みそがないことぐらい知っている。つまり、お前には脳みそがないと言いたいんだ。いいから名乗れ。私の名前はユリウス・モンレー。お前は？
It seems you possess enough sense to know that before asking someone's name, you introduce yourself. He's a scary and rude person, but as expected, he's better than the rabbit. And he doesn't have rabbit ears either. That's the most important part. Do you have trauma now, Alice, from people with rabbit ears? My name is Alice Little. I'm the second daughter of the Little family. I try to introduce myself fairly courteously, so that he might help me. However, Julius seemed to have no interest in my family or hometown. He scratches his head, not waiting for me to continue.
よそ者。この女、よそ者じゃないか。
Julius shouted, almost screamed this. He was no longer calm. He once again averts his eyes from me as if he had seen something frightening.
この国の人間じゃない。ここにいるべき人間じゃないぞ。私の許可なく密入国させたな。
Yeah.
何を考えているんだ。元の世界に戻せ。すぐに。今すぐにだ。
無理です。
Look at that shit-eating grin. Putting some distance between them, the rabbit grinned.
時間の番人である私の言うことが聞けないのか。外部との境は私の支配下だぞ。
無理なんですよ。彼女はもうこの世界の人間だ。
His gaze, which had been avoiding me, whipped back towards me. If he's going to look at me like that, I would rather he ignore me. Sheesh, don't look this way. After looking at me with eyes even more frightening than they had been before, Julius looked at the rabbit again.
貴様。この詐欺め。薬を飲ませたんだな。
Julius cursed coarsely and tried to grab the rabbit. Leaving the coarse way he put it aside, I totally sympathize. When it comes to this no good rabbit, I think any sort of cursing is fine.
彼女の意志ですよ。好奇心に負けて飲んじゃったんです。
Yeah, right. The rabbit deftly evaded Julius's hands and disappeared down the stairs.
なんかこのウサギ。
Julius chases after him. I also had my own objection. I didn't drink it because I wanted to. It was a ridiculous accusation. Who drinks some suspicious medicine out of curiosity? You forced me to... Ow! What? My head is spinning.
好奇心はゲームのもと。あなたが飲んだ分だけハートの国でハートを集めなければ元の世界には戻れません。
I could hear his voice from the stairs, as if he had projected it. Gather hearts? As in the organ? Gross. My head is spinning. Spin, spin. Do I not only have low blood pressure, but anemia? I should have listened to my older sister and taken a full amount of nutrition without snacking.
ハートを集めたらゲームはあなたの勝ち。ゲームに勝ったらあなたは帰れる。
That's kind of a cruel game, no?
元の世界に戻るのか、それともハートの国に永住するのかはあなたの自由です。
As far as I'm concerned,
帰るばかりがハッピーエンドとは限りません。
Whoopsie daisy. As far as I'm concerned, returning is never a happy end. Who would want to live permanently in a grotesque world where hearts are gathered? I want to go back right away. Now, right at this moment. Pressing my head, which had begun to spin, I head towards the stairs. If I don't chase after him, I won't be in time. That rabbit is incredibly fast.
そうだ。今すぐ帰れ。今すぐに帰るんだ。今すぐに。
I hear Julia's voice right next to my ear. Go back now. I'll go back. I'll go back home. What? Didn't he go after the rabbit and go down the stairs? Why can I hear Julia's voice near my ears? He went down the stairs. He's not here.
どうでもいいことを考えるな。帰るんだ。手遅れにならないうちに。帰れなくなる前に元の世界へ。帰れ。 帰らないと。さもないと、お前は。
Spin, spin. Spin, spin, spin. Julia's voice, which I had heard next to me, grew far off, and before I knew it, I had returned to the inside of the hole. My head is still spinning. Is it that my head isn't spinning, but the hole itself is spinning? That's not it. I was falling again. I continued to fall inside the black hole. No, I was alone. I continued to fall alone. This time the voice of the rabbit was by my ear. It echoes. Although it's the rabbit's voice, it's like the voice of another person. What is this? The rabbit should have also gone down the stairs. My head was spinning. When the right rabbit's voice also faded away, the world turned pitch black. Spin, spin, spin.
そうそう。僕はペーター・ホワイトって言うんですよ。
I now heard the previously distant voice near me, and then the scene before me bursts. It bursts and disappeared. After that, darkness, an empty world. Yes, that's true. She sews and cooks well. Although a housekeeper comes to her house, my sister also carries out the cleaning and the management of the household, a warm domestic woman. However, she's not like an elderly person. She smells faintly of flowers, doesn't she? Of course, she wasn't only kind, but strong too. When her mother had died, when I was young, she had held me tight in place of my father, who was in shock. She had run the funeral service and greeted those attending. Although she had really wanted to cry, she held on until she was alone at night. The young me couldn't even think of such a thing. My sister isn't that old, but ever since then she kept sacrificing her youth for me. Yes, my sister was intelligent. Her wisdom naturally manifested itself. Although our house wasn't upper class, she wasn't inferior to any noble woman. Womanly kind. A marvelous person. I was proud of her. She was my pride. My pride. A wonderful person. Was that so? I was happy. I hadn't thought that I looked like my mother. I wasn't like my mother or my sister. They were always so lovely that I felt like we were from different species. I was happy to hear that I resembled her. I was happy. I'm happy. It would have been great if that was true. It was only at the beginning that I was happy to hear that. I don't want him to apologize. It's not needed. Because my sister's like my mother, a truly wonderful person, that's why.
私は君のお姉さんがロリーナが好きなんだ。今もずっと。
That's why, even if you like my sister more than me, it's not strange at all. My mother and my older sister were special women. They were special to someone. I couldn't become like that. Surely it would always be like that in the future too. I would never be able to become special to someone. There's no one who thinks of me as special. No person like that would appear in the future either. Girl, you're the protagonist of an Otome game. Because there's no one I think of as special either. Well, I'm a gloomy, hateful person. Opening time. Opening time. Oh, I will never get enough of this song. And I really like this opening. So much text on it. And I think we can stop the part here. It's already gone on long enough. Okay, so the next time we'll see what awaits Alice now. Somehow she will, well, how will she survive in Wonderland? We'll see next time. So until then, bye!